know. Josh, we're gonna set the bead today. This is called a Bead blaster. This is a 13-gallon. It's one of the biggest portable ones that you can get.
All right.
We fill it full of 120 pounds of pressure. We got air going through the wheel. Then we're gonna force a blast of air. It'll expand it and it'll set the bead on your tractor for you.
Let her rip, man.
Alrighty. Oh my gosh, just break it.
Stoney Bead. From Stoney Bead. Hey guys, it's Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Woo, it's bright out here. You guys all have sunglasses. I'll have sunglasses on, I don't. It is a beautiful morning here in North Carolina. We're here on the farm. We've got Big T, the TYM tractor. We've got Little T, the TYM tractor. We got the Ford tractor. We got the John Deere tractor, maybe if we have enough. And what we're going to be doing today is removing something that could damage your tractor wheels. Am I right?
Correct.
And putting in something that is environmentally friendly and can save your tractor wheels and tires. And it's called Rim Guard. And I have John Siegel right here with Siegel's Mobile Tire, Mobile Repair. And John, tell us what we've got going on here. We're going to be doing this pretty much all day today.
We're going to be evacuating methanol out of the red tractor today, and we're going to be installing Rim Guard, the tire ballast that gives you better traction and longevity for your tires. He has methanol in it, which is a corrosive ballast that stays in the tire over time. It is a mixture of a 3 to 5% methanol, which is alcohol, and the rest is water. That water is corrosive over time, and it's also can harm your soil and your grass. If you're a cattle farmer, as Josh is, it can cause the alkalinity to go up and takes you 1 or 2 years to get your grass to replenish. It evaporates, but it can also kill the soil. What he's putting in is Rim Guard today. This is a heavier, non-corrosive, and environmentally friendly Rim Guard. It's a beet juice product. It's a byproduct of when they make sugar beets. They pull the sugar out of it, and this is a byproduct of the sugar beets in Michigan.
So nothing's going to waste. We're actually promoting environmental friendliness, because if you puncture a hole in the tire, and you said the old timers used to use all sorts of stuff. There's methanol, there's calcium chloride,
antifreeze, methanol, and windshield washer fluid, which contains methanol. It has alcohol in it, which is why it works. Of course, antifreeze is very expensive and highly toxic to animals around. Methanol is only 6.7 pounds to the gallon. So Josh, with what you have going on here, you need a lot of weight in this. So we're going to take you from 6.7 pounds to the gallon to 10.7 pounds to the gallon.
Which is a lot. He told me the tractor's going to ride better, smoother.
Yes, definitely.
Now, I loaded these tires before I knew about Rim Guard. Rim Guard's a fairly new product, new company. Instead of this going into a wastewater treatment plant, now it's going into tires, and it freezes at negative 20?
Negative 35.
Negative 35 Fahrenheit, right?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Now, the methanol will never freeze. Is that right?
No, it does have a freeze point because this is only a 3% mixture, so it's normally down to negative 25.
Okay, so this is even better for that. Now, most of your antifreezes go down to like negative 20, negative 30.
They are
like
35 to 25 to 35, depending on how your tire guy would have to mix it.
Gotcha.
So it depends on if he's a 50-50 mix or 25-75. Just depends on the mixture of your tire ballast.
Gotcha.
Fun fact to throw into your audience out there if they want to look it up. And Rim Guard, around our area in North Carolina, we spray salt on the roads. Corrodes our vehicles. Calcium chloride is bad. Rim Guard is actually a product in Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho. The DOT actually sprays it on the road because it beats the salt and it won't rust your cars.
Really?
So that's how environmentally friendly it is when the government allows you to spray it on the roads.
That's awesome.
To keep any of your ice off of the roads.
I bet the roads stink. He said this stuff doesn't have the best smell in the world.
It does not. It kind of smells like beets, or if you eat beets out of the ground, it's what it smells like. It smells like a good beet. That's what it smells like.
It smells like
dirt.
Stanky dirt. Versus moonshine.
Moonshine, yes, sir. Yes, a little bit of alcohol coming out with some water. Yes, sir.
Well, today what we're going to do is teach you guys a little bit about this. We're going to show you what the stuff is. We've got a mobile guy here, Siegel's Valves works out of Western North Carolina, Charlotte area.
Morganton,
Morganton.
the Asheville area, Morganton, Hickory, and Charlotte area. Yes.
Gotcha. Now you can go online to RimGuard. I'll post a link in the video description. Find a dealer locator and get this done to your tires if you want to. If you're running antifreeze or if you have a problem. Now I'll tell you, we've had problems on the farm in the past with a flat tire and the entire valve stem, this portion right here, rotted completely out of an older tractor's rim. This will never happen with RimGuard.
Will not. No,
Never
sir.
happen. And that was calcium chloride, which
Yes.
ate out my wheel. When we get into the old Ford tractor, stick around to the end. I got a sneaking suspicion, and I think John does
Yes,
too,
sir, probably
that
so.
that tractor's probably, it may need new valve stems or it may just be rusted really
sir.
bad. And these
Yes,
rims
sir.
will rust all the way through. You end up ordering a whole
Yes,
new
sir,
rim,
they
don't you?
will. Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Fingers crossed we don't have to do that. So, how do you know? Let's just get started. Show me how you know if your tire is already loaded. So if you bought a tractor, how do you know if it's already loaded? I know this one's loaded, but I paid for it.
All right.
What you got?
2 ways you can do it. My son will demonstrate. You fill these at 75%, so you're going to have an air pocket in the top 25% of your tire.
Gotcha.
And you want to be at 75% with your valve stem at the very top.
If they did it right.
If they did it right. Right now it's at the bottom for Josh because we're fixing on evacuating here in a little bit. We'll put it to the top when we do fill it. So my son will demonstrate the best way. You'll hear the difference. You'll hear the air pocket, which will have an echo sound. Then you'll get down here. It'll be a deep thud sound, and he'll show you what to do.
Hit it.
You just take the hammer and hit it like this. Thud, 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 thud. There you got the hollow.
Yep.
That hollow sound in it.
Gotcha.
And then of course the other way, the most crude way to do it is just to see if we have anything in it. Just reach over and mash, and there we go. You got
Throw
liquid in
out.
it.
And you can see it's already rust colored.
Yes, it is, and you're probably going to see a little rust color in this when we get it apart.
Ooh, dang it, dang it. All right, boys, I'm gonna let y'all get to work. We're gonna line the tractors up. It's gonna be a full-on car wash assembly line here in just a minute, so good times. Thank y'all, appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
Thank
Guys,
you, Josh.
be sure, again, if you're looking for something to ballast or load your tires with, and we'll talk a little bit more about ballasting and loading tires here in just a minute. Why you're doing this, you're putting weight in your tractor to make it more stable, to make it drive better,
Yes.
to make it handle more weight. And in a little bit, we're gonna pick up a hay bale with unloaded tires on the little TYM tractor, and then we're gonna try it with the loaded tires, and we're gonna show you the difference. And so you don't have to hook up an implement on the back of your machine in order to pick up heavy stuff. It ballasts your tractor. Good stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Correct.
All right, I'll let them get to work. While these guys are pumping the tires out, it's not very exciting. I wanted to show you guys something funny. That's what it looks like. And it does smell. It does have a smell to it, absolutely. It kind of looks like applesauce, I guess. Good stuff. John was telling me that he had a fella, he loaded a larger John Deere tractor similar to the TYM T1104 recently, and they didn't fill the wheels all the way up like they were supposed to when they filled them with ethanol or methanol. It will slosh inside the tire and cause your tractor to ride really, really rough. So he was telling me, bragging to me, that when you get done putting rim guard in your tractor, the weight of it is 10.7 pounds per gallon versus the methanol or ethanol, which is much, much less. It's gonna make your tractor ride better, it's gonna make it set on the ground better, and it's gonna lower the center of gravity so you can mow steeper stuff and so you get better traction. That's what the goal is here. And it's better and not caustic so it doesn't rot your rims. And that's an expense that you don't wanna incur on a 30-year-old tractor. Running out here in the field and all of a sudden your wheel gives out, and that happens to people. Tell me your stories if that's ever happened to you.
This is called a Bead blaster. This is a 13-gallon. It's one of the biggest portable ones that you can get.
All right.
We fill it full of 120 pounds of pressure. You've got air going through the wheel. Then we're going to force a blast of air. It'll expand it and it'll set the bead on your tractor for you.
Let it rip, man.
Alrighty.
Oh my gosh, it's breaking. Nah, they break all the time though. That's fun.
We're going to go ahead and loosen up. These are 2-piece air water valves. We're going to go ahead and loosen this up
Yep.
and get it ready. So this is what they call the installer.
Okay.
This is a 3-piece system. First, what happens is, what you won't be able to see once I put it all together,
Yeah.
this will screw in and come up.
Yep.
We'll force it on and it will grab a hold of this valve
Yep.
and pull this valve back as this. It'll be in here.
Okay.
So when we turn the air pressure on, we'll watch the pump in the behind me and it pushes it up through here. So whenever we get your tires up to 75%, we'll force this back, screw this piece back in, and you'll be good to go. We'll top it off with air. So that's how this system works.
Is there a formula that you need to go off of in order to do that for how much you put in, or you?
Rimguard.com on your tire ballast chart, key in your tire size on the side of it. They'll give you a guesstimate on what it will take, and the rest of it is just by feel and by thumping the tire and listening, or by your, if you have your totes gradulated, you can see how many gallons you're going to be putting in as you go. But typically what we're going to be doing is I know that this one's going to hold about 75 gallons, so I'll watch my tote and then I'll start thumping the tire after about 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll be able to gauge where it's at. What you don't want to see when you get done is when you go to put air in it, you don't want ballast blowing out on you. You want an air pocket up here when you're done. If ballast comes out or rim guard comes out, then you've got it over full, and then your customer is going to get it every time they fill their tire up with air.
Now looking at this, let me ask you a couple more questions. If I need to add air to this tire, do I always need to add it up high?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
12 o'clock, it's always 12 o'clock.
Okay.
That way you get your air pocket in the top up here. Anywhere other than 12 o'clock, even over here, and maybe at 11 o'clock, you're gonna let your ballast out. Always at 12 o'clock. And when we're done, you can show it on the video. Rimguard supplies a sticker that we'll put by the valve stem, reminding you it says always have it 12 o'clock position to put air in.
Okay,
so we'll be putting stickers on your tractor when you're done, so you'll always remember, and you'll have something as a reminder when you do it.
What PSI do you typically run a big tractor tire like this, or most tractors?
This one right here is going to run 23 pounds of pressure is what it's going to run on this one.
Gotcha. And it says it right here. This is the ideal pressure.
Or if you want to go to the people who love the numeric system, you can go to bar, which is a 2.5 bar. Right there it is.
Okay. Gotcha.
You have to convert it over, but it is a 2.5 bar is what it comes out.
Gotcha. You can do a little Googling on there.
Yeah, a little Google search.
So
on
if you
that.
put too little ballast in, what does that do to the driver and the performance of the tractor?
You put too little ballast, Josh. Let's say you go to right here and we only stop you at 50%. So as you're driving, you just take this weight and it's going to slosh and it's going to kick the driver back and forth, which is obviously unsafe, or going backwards. It could cause, especially if you didn't ballast your front tires, that sloshing would cause it to rise up in the front.
Gotcha.
Or if you're going forward, it would cause you, if you was using your bucket for a hay bale, it could cause you to dip.
Gotcha.
And then you're obviously going to lose it, but you're also going to lose the wear on your tire because you don't have it fully inflated, spreading out your tread pattern and giving you that solid, firm foundation that you're looking for riding around on your farm out here.
Nice. Now, if you put too much, what do we run into?
If you run in too much of it, actually, it's not going to hurt anything other than the customer's feelings whenever they check the air pressure and they end up wearing half of it. You're probably going to have an upset customer that way.
Gotcha.
I'm losing money on that way because I charge you what rim guard. So if I overfill it, I'm hurting my own business by overfilling it. And also your customers going to end up wearing any type of ballast every time they go to check their air pressure because they're going to lose it when they come out.
And rim guard weighs 10.7 to 11 pounds per gallon, right?
Yes, sir. That is correct. 10.7 pounds to the gallon.
And our methanol, what does it weigh?
6.7, but when you mix it with water, it raises it to about 7.6, depending on how they. Most of your tire guys do a 3% methanol. That gives you a negative 25 Fahrenheit freezing point.
Yeah.
And but it raises it to about 7.6 is what it raised to. So
per
you're going
100
to
gallon.
10.7.
Nice. So per 100 gallon, we're looking at 300 pounds more, maybe.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Cool.
Yeah. You're going to be running right at 80 gallons in this one. So you're picking up almost 900 pounds in this tire, and then that tire just in the rear of the tractor. And the good thing, what people don't realize is a lot of folks will say, well, I want to put external weights. Well, those external weights are going to be at the back or in the front. And you know as well as I do, what does that get in your way of?
Everything.
The bucket,
Yeah,
three-point hitch,
Yep.
and then it's under the center of the tractor, so it's in the center. When you add ballast to your tire, you're putting it out. You're squatting it down and giving yourself a safe pattern on your tread and on your tractor. It's evenly distributing your weight on your tractor.
Nice. And it's counterweight for when you're lifting something heavy here,
Yes,
too,
sir.
and planting your tractor down.
Yes, sir. Especially if you have a big hay bale on the back, or when you're going to ballast your front, you're going to really see a difference when you're digging the dirt with your bucket. You'll be able to get those big boulders or tree stumps and just dig into it because you're going to have that nose weight on your front of it.
Awesome. Guys, stick around here in just a second. We are going to show you Our tires are loaded on this tractor, but they're loaded with methanol, just the back tires. And we're gonna show you how it performs with a hay bale. You guys fussed at me the other day about unloading a trailer way up high, and this thing was really, really tipsy. It was pretty dangerous doing that. This tractor will bounce back and forth just like that with this hay bale on. We're gonna show you with the rim guard, we're gonna show you with the methanol, and we're gonna show you without any ballast in your tire and show you just exactly what this is all about. Now, will this seal the tire? If we get into like, so can someone, a lot of people run tire eject in their tires.
Yes.
Can you run tire eject in here with this, or?
No, it will cause a chemical imbalance. You don't want a reaction in there. You don't run sealer with it. The good thing with this is if you call a dealer, they can come out. If you happen to get a hole, always make sure to get that hole up.
Yeah.
Always get it up. We can come out. We might lose a little bit, but we'll evacuate it into a container for you.
Gotcha.
Then we can come in and put a tube in it or patch your tire and then go back in. It will never harm a tube or a patch. I've run patches in these for farmers. They never come loose. Now, methanol will deteriorate. It's alcohol, so it'll pull that glue apart. And here we are again. So your only option is a tube. With this, you can run a patch. It will never harm it whatsoever.
Good to know. Good to know. Guys, I didn't know any of this stuff. Let's let them work. I'll leave them alone.
This is, on the outside, is going to be the PSI of the tire. Right now, we're about 15 PSI. Rim Guard wants us to get to 5 PSI before we start installing the ballast inside of the tire. So what we'll do is we'll just move the selector lever and we will pull it down. All we're doing is pulling air out of the tire right now. That's all we're doing. So we're going to get it down to 5 PSI, and when we're done, then we're going to turn it on, and there it goes.
Yummy!
You can see the cadence here. This is what's going into your, you'll hear that cadence, that chunk chunk. You'll hear that.
Air out, rim guard in.
Don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but you can also put your hand on it and you can feel it going in.
Huh, very cool. This is neat. This is fun to watch. You ever stuck your hand down in there? You got a little rim guard on you?
I've worn it all over me before. This stuff sucks.
Hey.
Now it doesn't do that when it's in your tractor, it'll stay liquid.
Yeah.
But whenever has air, it's just beet juice is all it is. They take the sugar out because sugar is corrosive, so they remove the sugar from it, and there's no sugar in that whatsoever.
Huh.
It tastes like a unalcohol, no alcohol rum is what it tastes like.
Huh. Yum. John is going to be our cameraman here, and we're going to shake the snot out of a hay bale.
There we go, let's rock it.
So what we got to do here, I'm going to show you guys the difference in the methanol versus not being loaded versus the rim guard beet juice. So I'm going to let you stand right here, and I'm just going to shake it. You just hold it on there however you see fit, and I'm just going to raise it up and drop it and just try. And guys, there's a camera by the rear tire. I'd imagine we might get a little lift with the methanol in there, but I'll bet you she comes way up off the ground with no load on your tires, and this is why you need to have your tires loaded. Y'all saw that, but it came off the ground. I felt, did you see the back tire come off the ground?
That much,
Yeah, so now we're gonna unload them and show you what it looks like when they're not loaded. Just to be clear, The front tires are not loaded on this machine, only the rear tires are loaded, and that's pretty typical when you run a two-wheel drive tractor, but not really when you run a four-wheel drive. You should load all 4 tires. I can already tell a difference in the way Big T drives, and I've driven it 20 feet and I can feel a difference. It seems more planted. Is that what I'm supposed to feel? Like,
Yes, sir.
this feels more planted.
Yeah, you should be more on the ground. Spread out your tire patterns. You should have a more center of gravity.
Yeah.
And feel a whole lot better ride and just really on the ground is what you should feel.
It's always driven like a big little tractor,
Yeah.
but now it's gonna drive like a big
It's
tractor.
gonna be squatted and ready to go like a bulldozer on there.
Nice, awesome.
Yes,
I'll let
sir.
you get to work.
Yes, sir.
John has got to come over here. We lied to you. We lied. We didn't mean to lie. So when we checked these tires earlier, there's so many tractors going on.
Yes.
We forgot which ones were loaded and which ones weren't. This tractor did not have loaded tires at all, front or rear.
Was not loaded at all.
So we should expect a huge difference.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna let John roll with the camera again, and I'm gonna shake the snot out of this, and we're gonna work our butts off to try and get the back tire off the ground.
Yes, sir.
Think it'll do it?
I don't think it will this
I
time.
don't think it will either at all.
I really don't.
I think it came off, what, about that high?
Yeah, you probably
before?
had about 2.5, 3 inches off the
Yeah.
ground. I think she's going to be firmly planted now because we got the rear and the front ballast filled. So
Nice. All
there
right.
you go.
Camera's all yours, buddy. Here we
Alrighty,
go.
let's do
watch.
it. Maybe 3/4 of an inch when you had it all the way
all
up.
The way up.
All the
Shaking
way
it all
up.
the way down. So
Yeah.
big difference. Major difference. Guys, you were fussing at me about doing this, about not having the ballast in the back of this tractor. I feel pretty comfortable now. We can unload a trailer with them stacked up too high with no problem. We got one more tractor to go here. That is the Ford 2910.
Always torque, because the last thing you want is a customer to call you because your wheel fell off, because you can never trust an impact gun. You dug them too much and it's going to stretch your studs.
Yep.
Stretch studs will break over time, which leaves your farmer in a bad situation. Lightly snug them down, then always torque them down to 100, 110 foot-pounds every single time. And that's what you want to hear.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank
John.
you, Josh. I appreciate
John
everything.
and Jay, he goes by Jay, but he's John Jr. and Carter. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Josh, for the opportunity.
Just loaded up the John Deere, and that was the last one and
Yes,
the
sir.
funnest one, huh?
Yes, sir. The funnest. Yes, sir. It was the best one of the day.
Awesome, guys. Well, there'll be a link down the video description if you guys need some tractor work done here, your local North Carolina guys.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I was super, super impressed. Check out my Google review of these guys. This is good people, man. Good people. We're all loaded up with rim guard. Super happy there. There'll be a link down to the dealer locator for rim guard. And just thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
I know you guys are tired. Y'all want steak.
Oh, we'll take a steak.
Yeah, they're after some steak dinner tonight. So I'd give them a Stoney Ridge steak if I'd have known it was after steak. They don't want to cook. No cooking.
No cooking
Mom's
today.
back here. She's like, I ain't cooking. It's over. This is over.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
fellas.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yes,
Great
sir.
job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time on a Stoney Ridge. One thing we do at the end of every video, though, we got to give them the woo! Woo!
How's that?
There you go. Take care, guys. Oh my gosh, just break it? Nah, they break all the time, though.
Okay, let's do that again. What is going on? I know what's happening. My valve guy's talking to his mom. I can't take air out of if you don't open the valve.
I didn't know what you
What happened? What happened?
Ready?
Open it up, baby.
There you
Okay,
go.
Josh. So,
Oh, it smells great.
there we go.
Now the next guy knows he's getting ready to get sprayed in the face with some beet juice. Hey. Rim guard.
Rim guard. Rim guard. Rim guard is
Rim guard. Rim guard. Rim guard.
or rim guard comes out. What rim guards?
And rim guard, the rim guard?
Rim guard in.
You ever stuck your hand down in there? You got a little rim guard on you? That's pretty funny.
Rim guard.